88.1 KRJZ, Jazz in your ear.
And now we're recording. What's up, Will?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Doing good. We got Will coming on Ramblin' Rants because I feel like me and you both like to ramble a lot.
We do.
And it'd be good, dude. I want to up energy. Or is it? Energy up this podcast.
There you go.
And you're fucking energy guy.
Yeah. So you can just call me loud. Let's just call it what it is. I'm very loud, and that's okay. I've made peace with it.
You are very loud. Fucking just got done working out. That's been good. Will's been he's been my gym partner for about a month now.
Yeah, you've been trying to kill me for almost 30 days consistently now. Today was no exception.
It's good though. I like it. It's been pushing me harder in the gym too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's like anything you do. You know, when you have other people to do it with, it makes you work a little bit harder. So you're not just like, well, resting on your laurels or whatever the hell you want to call it. You know,
especially when you're fucking by yourself or something like that. I feel it's harder to. Like even today, I was kind of going through the reps, and I was like, I better push myself, and I do that a lot by myself.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, like, because obviously, for those of you who don't know, we both do comedy, and it's the same thing too. Is like comedy is an individual thing, but when you do it with other people, and you're around those other people pushing you, you're like, oh, I need to like do better.
It's a constant. That's why it's good being in the scene, is because it's like a constant fucking pressure. Like you have a killer set. But there's someone always that had like a little bit better, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And it makes you like, okay, but I'm not done yet.
Right.
That's a good goal, but I'm not done yet. And you should never be done, like no matter where you're at.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know if there's like a saying for this, but it's like the idea of like no matter how good you are, there's always someone better than you.
Exactly.
And I don't know about like, Tiger Woods or like Michael Jordan or but then
they're very unique.
But everything us regular schmoes do, there's always going to be somebody bigger, better, faster, stronger, which should push you to be better. So
that is true. We
got real self-helpy right off the bat. Got real Tony Robbins with it just immediately.
Tony Robbins. I was thinking of the Tiger. Who's that fucking Tiger? Tony the Tiger?
Different guy. Look kind of the same, but different guy.
Different guy altogether.
Yeah. But, man.
Yeah, for those, I should have said that. Me and Will actually... You came into comedy in a weird time when I was doing it because... What was it, October? You came here last year?
I moved here
2 years ago.
It was the January before everything shut down. So I'd been doing comedy in like Colorado for, about 3 years, and then I moved here, and I was really stoked to come into Salt Lake and do it. And I was like, let's go! And then everything shut down. I was like, no. All right.
Yeah. I think I met you at Wise Guys,
yeah.
And then at Ice House, I think we did like something after that.
Yeah.
And then it didn't be like, we never really did like comedy like when I was going full force into it.
Right. Well, I think that was right before I moved here when you were really, really up and kicking. And then when I moved here, I was really stoked to do it. And then we all had to stay inside for like a year.
Did you do any of the Zoom mics?
I did a few, not for me, not my thing, not my cup of tea, I
was going to do the very first mic that Rachel did.
Yeah.
Before, I think it was called the pandemic mic or whatever. And I
did that one once or twice.
I was going to do the very first one, and then something happened that day, and then I never signed up again. They were funny though. I used to watch. Did you ever watch Matt Tribe's one and he did like the green screen?
The green screen, yeah. The first one I saw, he was like using some kind of spray to light shit on fire, and I was like, "This dude's insane. I love him."
Right? Like just do that, and he was like telling me, he's like, "Oh, dude, you can come over anytime. We could do." I was like, "Seeing your stuff, I don't even know if I want to try to compete with that. Dude, that's kind of your thing."
Yeah, I was like, "This dude's insane. I love it. Like, I want that. Like, that's a dude who can do it. Like, your normal comedian, it's hard." Like
over just like a screen like this.
You're yelling into your computer. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. I don't know. There's something to be said about having like a crowd and being on stage and the cadence and everything that goes with being on stage that you just miss, like human connection.
Yeah, it's weird because like trying to tell a joke, because I had people try to post jokes where you just record them.
Right.
And there's some difference. Like when you're on that stage, it's like I just snap into like a different form of me.
Yeah.
Where I just feel comfortable and I can say things that in a way that I normally wouldn't, like just having a conversation.
Yeah.
And it's hard to snap from just like going to your computer because you're like, oh, now I gotta.
It doesn't translate.
Exactly.
It doesn't translate as well. And I mean, some people can do it, and I can't. Like that just doesn't. It just doesn't feel. It doesn't feel right after doing comedy for a few years. It just doesn't feel right yelling into a computer. There's like a lag, and then you hear a couple people chuckling. You're like, this isn't what we do.
A couple nervous laughs.
Yeah, right. Like it's almost like you bomb every time. Like it's just it's yelling into your computer and then bombing. I know it's what we had to do to a certain extent, but like I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy we're back.
I think I did a mic in May and then went from May all the way to October.
Oh damn.
From May to October.
Jesus.
How many months is that?
June, July, August, September, October. 5 months?
5 months.
I'm not good at math.
And then I came back in November, did a couple mics in November, did like 1 or 2 in December, and then hosted in January.
Damn.
So I was actually pretty happy about that because I didn't. Hosting was always like one of my biggest goals, like because Wise Guys was the very first spot I ever did a spot at.
Oh, really?
Open mic or anything.
Oh, damn.
And I went there and I was like, man, I want to host this place. Like, that's my goal.
Right.
And I was struggling with with nerves, so I'd always get shit faced, and like I was definitely, when I look back on it, self-sabotaging my chances of doing anything positive.
Doing everything wrong that you should be doing.
Like,
We've been there. We've all been there.
If there's a checklist, like what not to do at an open mic to get a spot.
3 things.
Show up belligerent, drunk, and have the wait staff cut you off.
Oh,
that's probably...
Ooh, it got...
Well, you know Cassie.
Yeah.
She's cool. Like, she used to come and like go to Ice House and like all those mics and stuff. And one time I just showed up. Oh, it's when I was actually gonna get to host like before you came out, like that September. And Keith was like, "Let me see one of your sets," and it was a rough night the night before. And then the day of, I had to have a hair of the dog to get feeling somewhat right.
And that hair, know where this is going.
Hair of the dog turned into a fucking belligerent, and I showed up.
16 beers.
Oh, dude, in the morning. I showed up to Wise Guys and Rachel was hosting, and she's like, "Hey, you're up." I think she said second or third. And Keith wants to watch it. I remember she looked at me and she kind of, when someone looks at you and they're like, "Oh shit," and I was like, "Uh-oh."
I was gonna say, you get to that point, and I've seen people like at open mics where they're drunk, and it's like you look into their eyes and they're just looking through you.
Exactly.
They're not even looking at you. They're just looking through you.
You're like, hey, can you
over here. Hey, eyes here.
And I must have had that fucking look in my eyes because I went up, dude, and I had a good set.
Yeah.
But like the joke I was telling, doesn't fit with me now. Like I got rid of it completely.
Yeah.
It was like a decent joke.
Yeah.
But like I was just so drunk, and I remember asking people, I was like, "Did I sound drunk after?" And they're like, "No, you went up there." I pulled like an NDS, dude. Fucking went up there and did good. And then when I got off stage, I fucking slammed more beer. And then I remember I was like, when you get kind of tired, you're like, I gotta rest my head for a minute.
Oh yeah.
So I set my head on the table, and Cassie comes over, and I was like, "Hey, can I get another beer?"
I know I was sleeping here, but can I get one more?
Literally just lifted my head up.
Yeah.
And she was like, "How about a Red Bull on the house?" And I was like, got it.
Just the nicest way of saying, "Do better, sweetie. Do better." Yeah, I'm glad to see a lot of people are I don't want to say cleaning up their acts because that sounds really rough, but like
I've noticed that in the past, like especially after this pandemic, I thought it'd be rougher. But you look at the scene now, and there's a lot more. Like it's better to be clean, better to be positive. Before it was like I felt like before it was you do drugs, do alcohol. It was kind of like a way to fit in with everyone.
Right.
But now I agree. Everyone's kind of cleaning in a sense, cleaning up their act.
I mean, I can speak for that where I've cleaned up a lot over the last few years, and it's helped a lot because I got to the point like that's when I first started comedy. I was like, "Oh, this fits my degenerate lifestyle." And then I had a conversation with a few people, and they're like, "Dude, you can't you can't do this. Like, you have to, like, you can't be a good comedian or really a fucking good person, if we're being honest here.
Yeah, no,
like,
exactly.
if you're hammered all the time, you're probably sad, so you're getting hammered or doing drugs or whatever. You can't write well, you can't perform well, you can't, and then outside, just existing as a person.
And it affects, like, with me, my speech and my clearness. And with other people, it may not affect their speech, but it does affect their sharpness on stage.
Oh yeah, like I have to be like usually have a limit of 2 beers before. Like, if I'm on a show, I'll have a beer or two. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I do not have any more than that because I'll get slower. I don't, a lot of people, smoke a joint or rip their pen or whatever. I don't do that because I'm on stage. I'm big and loud.
Yeah.
And if I can't be sharp and big and loud on stage, like, when I'm, if I do
then
any of that,
the material won't fit.
Oh, it doesn't hit, and I'm just up there like, and everybody's like, "What are you doing, you fucking bag of peanut butter? Like, be funnier." Like,
Yeah, that's. I'll say that. Like, I tell everyone, even you, that I'll smoke weed before the gym. I can do that. But one thing I won't smoke weed before is stand up because it does slow me down and I feel more energized when I'm up there without it, and then afterwards, dude, I'll get ripped and be fine. Go sing karaoke or something.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I know a few people in Colorado that will just get ripped and still be hilarious. They don't drink a lot, they don't drink a lot before they go on, but they'll get ripped before they go on stage and they crush. And I cannot do that at all. Like, no. I could never do that. I've tried. It doesn't work out well.
Like the day I hosted, I think I smoked in the morning, and then the rest of the day was so hard because I didn't work, and I was just going over what I wanted the mic to be. And I was like, man, I want to smoke. I was like, don't do it. You'll fuck up tonight. You'll fuck up. And I was like, all right, I'm not gonna do it because then if I do fuck up, I'll regret it. So if I fuck up, at least I can say, well, I did my best.
Well, and especially like the club too.
Yeah, like it's different from doing I'm not saying that bar mics are any less because they're not. No. But it's a different environment that would be.
Is. Yeah, there's any time like there's a potential for making money and there's a making money aspect. There's if you get booked at the club, like that's you have to behave yourself there. It is a job, and I think that's what a lot of people forget too is that
it is a job.
It's if you're
trying.
Not all
fun. It's not all fun and games.
Yeah, like if it's your hobby, okay, whatever. But if you're actually trying to like go out and tour and like maybe do spots at the club and all that, like it is a job. It's a fun job and it's really fun to do. It's stressful. And all that.
A lot of people from the outside that don't look up, that don't do comedy, they see it as. When I was drinking, because I don't drink anymore. But when I was drinking, people would see like, oh, it fits your lifestyle, like you were saying that's why you do comedy because it kind of fits with how you are naturally,
right? And
then I was like, I didn't like that perception because when you work hard for comedy, you want to do good for it. You want to spread good things about it,
right?
So I was like, well, I don't want to give the perception that because it already has that perception that we're a bunch of. Childhood trauma, fucking degenerates,
broken people making other people laugh.
Tramp stamps fucking on our back. I mean, So I always want to say that it's really not that. And then I try to explain to other people is that we're up there laughing and stuff, but it's like the work that you get for those. That you put in
5 minutes for
the fucking roller coaster of emotions that led to that moment. I mean, that's the shit that people don't see when they're not doing it. That they would be like, oh, it's not all fun and games. It's like, no, it's work.
Oh, yeah.
It's work then play. Like, that's literally how it is.
I love the preconceived notion that whenever, like, we do, anybody that I've been fortunate enough to go on, like, little weekend trips to, out-of-state shows and little mini tours or whatever, I always laugh when people think it's like Motley Crue in the 80s. And I'm like, dude, it's like 3 dudes having some beers in a hotel room after. Like it is literally the polar opposite of Motley Crue. Like we go like grab a burger and have like 3 beers in the hotel room. Like
in bed by 11.
Yeah, dude, for real. Yeah, the show's done at 10. You go grab like in Phoenix, my buddy Gabe Olson, Scott Fillmore, and I just did a few shows in Phoenix recently. And yeah, the first night there, we did the show. It was super fun. We like went to Whataburger and then like went back to the hotel and just like like went into the pool was open till midnight. We like had 2 beers, went into the pool, and then got up the next day.
Got booked another night though, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We went to we were fortunate enough to get booked again, and yeah, it was. That's what I encourage people to do, is to go out of state, because I think it shows you like, oh, I can do more than just, I do these few mics in Salt Lake City, and that's, I get a show once a month. You're like, no, dude, there's a whole fucking country out there that you can go do comedy in, and if you're good enough, if you're good and you keep working, you can get booked everywhere, And
that's the thing, just about fucking, keep working at it, and don't. What I always say is don't, because a lot of people run into that. They get like a 5-minute bit, and that's fine. But then they think, okay, well now I need to, get closer to headlining. It was like my thing was like get good and still hustle to get on shows, but take your time. Like if you go into it with like this is going to be a lifestyle, in the sense depending on how good you are,
right,
or how serious you are is what I meant.
Right.
That there shouldn't be, obviously, but fucking time is a limit, because you don't want to be doing fucking open mics 2, 3, 4 years later, and that's all you're doing.
That's all. Yeah. And I mean, that's also, I will, and it's not for the whole scene. This is where I always kind of talk shit about Salt Lake, and it's not the whole scene, but I've noticed it.
Blaze Sanchez does not affiliate with Will at all.
To get the disclaimer out real quick. But like I noticed, and I mean, it's everywhere. It's not just Salt Lake. It's everywhere. But I noticed when I moved here that I saw people doing the same material week in, week out. It never changes. And some of these people have a ton more material that they just don't do. But I'm
Wise Guys is a big spot for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's what I never understood. I'm like, dude, if I'm not on a show, I'm trying something. Like, sure, sometimes you just blank and you revert to old reliable, or whatever. But like the first, I don't know, probably the first like 6 times I went to Wise Guys, I heard a lot of people doing the same 3 minutes, to the point where I was sitting with someone. We're in the big room at Wise Guys, and I can't remember who I was sitting with, but they were like mouthing the bit verbatim. And
I can do that with some people.
Really?
I can literally do that. I could probably 5 people. When they go into a bit, it's like verbatim word for even the way they do it. I'm like, cool. I get that, but you got solid down now. Like I would revert back to old stuff. Like when I haven't done a mic in a while, so like I might do some old stuff just to get my rhythm back, and like kind of, and then not
if you haven't been out in a while, absolutely do that. But like these are people I see
every week,
and that's why I like the people I hang out with now here, is because like I see people trying new stuff, and like when we're outside, when we're outside, it's like, hey, what about this, and then they go try it, and some of it works, some of it doesn't. It's a series of trial and error.
Exactly.
But like they're trying new stuff. They're not just like
getting out of their comfort zone. And
here's my 3 minutes you heard last week, the week before, the week before that, the week before that, and the whole month before that.
I changed one word. Can you guess which one it is?
So I added this new tag, dude. One word is not changing your tag. Like that's not okay. But it
could be like JD and fucking do the same bit, but just try to do different props with it.
I think that's who it was, that somebody was mouthing it. So I don't fucking know the dude, nor do I care. So if he hears this, I don't really care that much. But
I don't care either. He used to come out with us all the time and do different stuff, like try different stuff all the time. And then I don't know what happened. Then he just became Wise Guys. Dude, I love bar mics for the freedom of it, because like at Wise Guys, there's like that pressure to, because you got Keith watching, or
right,
so you don't want to go up there and just be fucking like have a incredibly bad set,
right?
Whereas like a bar mic, you're like, oh, it's just comics and like some drunk people or some people on a date, where it's like I can feel comfortable. And then if it's bad, you might get the comics to laugh because they're fucking I love really bad sets, because that shit gets me cracking up. That's what really gets me.
And I mean we've all bombed. We've all bombed so hard that you can like feel everybody in the crowd like, oh.
And that's what's so funny to me, because it's like I've been there. So it's like I know, I'm not really laughing at them like in a hurtful way, but like I was like, I know what you're going through.
You've been there. You've been there, done that. It's just saying, like anytime I see someone screw up at anything. There's a small point where you're like, that sucks. But then in the back of your head, you're like, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've done that.
Go up and hug them afterwards.
Yeah, you're like, hey
man,
dude,
I feel for you.
Sorry about that, bro. I've been there myself.
I got you a beer on its way.
Yeah, right. You need this.
The worst place I've ever did a fucking mic at was Big Willie's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's when I was first starting out, and it was like a few months in, and I was doing Wise Guys like all the time. That's all I did.
Oh, so you're used to the hot room.
Yeah, and so finally someone told me, they're like, hey, Blaze, go check out Big Willie's. This is a Monday mic. And I was like, okay, yeah, I want to get out. I need to do more mics. Because when I think I moved here to Utah, didn't know anyone. And then I saw the open mic, because I've always wanted a done mic. But like in Wyoming, it was kind of hard. You've been to Rock Springs.
Oh.
And I didn't know.
I've been to Rock Springs.
And I did it. I didn't know anything about anything. Like I was.
Oh yeah, especially if you're coming from an area where there's not that much going on, like Rock Springs.
There ain't nothing going on.
Which the show there, we just did a run through Wyoming, and I'm gonna be real here. We had such low expectations and had so much fun in Evanston and Rock Springs.
They went to because I got some listeners. Johnny Max with Yumi, and I forgot what the guy name is, but they had Jay Whitaker there. They had Pauly Shore was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was telling when I was there for like 9 days or 10 days or whatever. I was hanging out with Nunzio in his barbershop, and we got talking about comedy and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I just had some buddies do some show here at Johnny Max. And he's like, I remember when Pauly Shore came here, and I guess he was so shitty. I guess Nunzio said something to him, and he yelled at him in the audience.
I mean, they had beers after.
They had beers afterwards, though.
Of course, what the fuck else is there to do in Rock Springs?
No shit. But, be like Marcus listens to this too. Be like him fucking screaming at Walmart at 2 in the morning. It wasn't even 2. I think it was like 11.
Dude, are you okay?
I seen that, and like just my mind was like, I wonder if fucking Will and everyone else is like in the background just belligerent.
We saw that, and we're like, there's a 50-50 chance he's not gonna come meet us for breakfast tomorrow morning. Like, but yeah, no, that was so much fun. But I like doing small towns like that. One of my there's a show we did out in Kearney, Nebraska.
Kearney?
Kearney. I think it's Karney. Kearney, Nebraska. It's right off the highway. It's a kind of a Rock Springs, tiny little town, nothing to do. I went and hosted for my buddy Steve Vanderplug, and my buddy Zach Welch was on the show. And we got there, and we didn't know what to think of it, and it was like a rock club. It was kind of like a music venue, rock clubby type thing.
I was thinking of like rocks, like boulders.
No, it's just a bar with boulders in it. Just rocks as far as the eye can see. No, but it was like this music venue, and we walked in, and I saw some posters of like bands that I've seen at like Red Rocks and stuff before, and I was like, okay. And there wasn't a lot of people there, and we're like, at first, and we're like, okay, here we go. And dude, it filled up, and it ended up they gave us a free tab, and our buddy Corey Healy set us up with a dude that lived right around the venue, so we just had beers and literally walked 50 feet home, and there's probably 60, 70 people in that place, and ended up
those 60, 70 people. That's actually good.
In a small, in like the space wasn't small, but where the stage was set was. So like those 50 or whatever, 60 people, that felt like a full house. And that's what I love about doing those small towns is that, I mean, I'm sure there's hell stories from comedians.
Other people.
Yeah, comedians doing small towns like that. But there's nothing to do in those small towns. So when they find out something's coming, the whole town shows up, you know.
Come on, Debbie, get your cowboy boots on. We got a comedy show going.
Put on your good boots, Lurleen. We're going to the comedy show, you know, like, and the other misconception that we found out is like, look, you know, if we're being honest here, small towns, you're like, oh God, what are these people going to be like? Almost everybody we've met doing those small towns are super nice, super chill. They're there to have some drinks. They'll laugh if you're funny. If you're not funny, well, too fucking bad. They won't laugh.
Yeah, they won't give you, which is, I hate sympathy laughs.
Yeah.
It's like don't I hate hearing them for other people, and I hate hearing them for myself.
Yeah.
It's like, just if it's not funny, don't laugh.
Exactly. But yeah, I've had way too much fun doing.
I want to do Johnny Max.
Let's go.
I know Yumi. I talked to Yumi, and we could do it.
I mean, dude, set it up.
We need
grab
a
3 or
carpool.
4 other people. I was gonna say grab 3 or 4 other people. Just tell them, give us the same thing we had last time, and let's do it, man.
I'll host it.
Okay. Hey, dude, if you set this up, man, just tell me what day, and I'll be there.
Hey, I did all right at Wise Guys.
Yeah.
You weren't there for that one.
I wasn't. But I believe you.
That's okay. It's okay.
I believe you when you say that.
I'll send you the 2-hour video after this.
I was like,
just
why?
recorded the whole mic. You never know. I might have had bits of jokes in between comments.
I hate that. I hate when hosts do like 3 minutes between people. Like,
keep it moving.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, have you been to my show at Handlebar yet? I can't remember.
Not yet.
Because those, like,
it's the end of the month, right?
For anybody listening in Utah, every last Friday of the month, I host a show at the Handlebar in Salt Lake City, north end of the city. It's free. It starts at 8:00. Come down. But like hosting that is such a blur, and I maybe do 3 minutes up top. Really? I'll lay down the the usual BS, like, keep your phones on vibrate, don't heckle people, blah 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 blah, and then I'll maybe do like 3 minutes or 2 jokes, and then just keep the show going.
And from the pictures I've seen, dude, it gets packed.
Yeah,
from the ones I've seen, it seems always full.
Big shout out to the Handlebar. They have been incredible to work with. Big shout out. Go drink there, even if you're not for.
How'd you find out? Did you just go there and hang out, or were you kind of on the prowl for a spot?
I ran a show in Colorado at my buddy's brewery, Peakview Brewery, Greenwood Village, Colorado. Shout out to Peakview Brewing. And then I wanted to do one here when I moved, and I found out that there was this bar that's probably a block away from my apartment, and they have an outdoor patio with like a little kind of stage area. It's covered. There's heaters. I was like, this place is perfect.
Did they have all the equipment, or did you have to bring
they have all the equipment because they do karaoke there too. So they already had like a mic and an amp and everything like that.
That's all you need.
And I wish I would have done it sooner, but I just kind of waited because I was, pandemic and all that other shit. So then when I finally got it going, the owner owns several bars around, I almost said Denver, Salt Lake City.
You're not in Denver. Will.
Yeah, dude, it's weird that I've been here a year and a half and I still say it.
I want to go to Denver though.
It's fun. It's fun to vacation. It's so fucking expensive.
Fort Collins is fun too.
Fort Collins is the shit. Shout out to everyone. I love you all. If you're ever listening to this from Fort Collins, I miss you so. But yeah. So that place was really good. Like it was perfect. The setup was perfect. So finally, I talked to the owner. He owns a bunch of other bars in Salt Lake City. He's apparently a big comedy fan. So he's like, hell yeah, dude. Like, let's give it a go. He's like, if it works for, a few months, if we get people here. I think he wasn't expecting the turnouts that it's got. And now it's...
Bet he's happy with that, though.
Oh, he's thrilled. Like, I'm making money. He's making money. The bar, everybody, all the bartenders and servers are making money. So everybody's stoked on comedy there. And all the lineups I've had, I'm bringing, the kind of the quote unquote heavy hitters or people who have just been killing it around town. I'm bringing my friends in from out of town that I know do well. Yeah, and it's just worked out. And not to keep rambling, but that's the name of the goddamn podcast.
Yeah, ramble away, dude. That's what we do here.
But it's structured actually when you mentioned Fort Collins. So there's a gentleman by the name of David Rodriguez up in Fort Collins. He owns the Comedy Fort, which just opened. They're crushing.
I just seen that the Comedy Fort open.
Yeah, I wear that shirt, that Comedy Fort shirt all the time. But before he opened that, he ran a room called the Colorado Room, and it was like a bar. It was a bar with an outdoor covered outdoor stage. They do music on the weekends, but every Thursday they do a comedy show there. And I mean, David is a really good comic. He knows the business well. He was a Comedy Works regular in Denver. So he got all these, like, I've seen like Shane Torres and like, I could probably, if I thought hard enough, I could go down a list of like really big names. We'll go there Thursday and then go down to Denver and either do Comedy Works or any of the local shows down there.
Okay.
And the Handlebar was set up very similar. Like, it was a covered outdoor patio. It was big enough to fit a bunch of people, but not too big. It just had that same vibe to it.
Are you still going to do it during the winter, or how's...
Yeah, so...
Space heaters, or is it going
to... well, they have heaters out there, and I'm going to see how November goes, because depending on how cold it is in November, maybe even October, it stays hot out here pretty late, but, like...
Yeah, October, November. Well, about... December is when it really gets shitty.
Yeah, and I'm going to see how November goes, because I know it's going to be cooler. We're probably going to have to move it inside for, like, December, January, February.
And then March, April.
And then March, we'll probably have it back out. Because, you know, even if it's like 40, 50 degrees, even 40 degrees with the heaters on isn't going to be terrible.
40 degrees, dude, is like my ideal. But I think that's going to be so nice during the fall.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. It's going to be perfect weather.
Oh, dude. Like, September, October is going to be awesome. But, yeah, circling back, that's, like, the Colorado room, I got, like, that kind of vibe. That it's the kind of set up the same way. The bar's down for it. And those Colorado room shows were packed.
Really?
Like, damn near. Unless it was just, like, freezing cold.
And comedy is really big in Colorado too. Ain't it?
Yeah. I mean, Comedy Works is like a giant in the comedy industry as far as clubs go. There's a ton of local shows ran by a ton of funny people. The scene out there is just stacked to the gills.
How's Wise Guys compared to that?
Wise Guys is good. It's different. It's because Comedy Works is more condensed. Like the room is more condensed, so it's like the crowd's kind of more on top of you, if that makes sense.
Is it like a 2-level?
No. It's one level. They've got two. But the main club downtown, it's a smaller room. The ceilings are really low, so it kind of feels like the crowd's on top of you. Where Wise Guys is, you know, nothing against Wise Guys, but it's like more spread out.
Yeah. Have you been to the Ogden one? That's how the Ogden one is.
Really?
You got the low ceilings. It's like going into a basement.
Yeah.
And got the brick wall.
That's good though. That's what you want. You don't want a giant room with high ceilings for, you know, crappy sound and
That's why the lounge is a good place at Wise Guys. The lounge is, for those who don't know, is a mic you could do on Tuesdays, and they used to, before the pandemic, do like smaller shows, like local shows in the lounge, and save like the main room for the bigger comics. And that one is weird because you think you're bombing sometimes, because the way it's set up, the way people sit in there, is it sets up different where, you know, you if you record your stuff and you look back on it, you see, I actually got some laughs. It was like when I was on stage, I thought I was just fucking grueling, but
yeah, that's.
I love the lounge though. Because I just love to hang out like. But pandemic kind of was shitty because before then, you know, we didn't have the germ thing on our mind.
Right.
Before we'd all fucking go just hang out on the couches, lay there like fucking slobs, wait for the mic to start. And
I was gonna say, I saw people like taking naps on the couches before the mic started. I was like, okay, I dig this place. All right.
Yeah, dude, it was like the perfect environment.
Cozy vibe here, man.
Fucking had the wait staff bring you beer, you just lay there, fucking.
Yeah, and you'd just be laying there, and they'd be like, here you go. You're like, this is the best. Yeah, like you can't beat this.
You'd hear your name, you'd fucking rush to the stage, do your fucking 3 minutes, and go lay back down. But
yeah, so the Handlebar has a lot of similarities to the Colorado room, and I saw that potential in it. And the bar's behind me now. I'm probably gonna have the conversation of like, hey, winter holiday, like the holidays are gonna be rough because it's the last Friday of the month, and with like Thanksgiving and Christmas, like the holidays are probably gonna be a lot less attended.
Do you think it could be more attended?
It's either going to be one or the other. It's either going to be packed to the gills or, you know, a quarter of the attendance just because it's holidays. Like even local stuff, like we would do local stuff in Fort Collins around the holidays. There'd be, you know, attendance.
But definitely lighter because...
Yeah, it's the holidays. Everybody's visiting family, or it's cold and snowy and nobody wants to go outside. So, but I'm hoping next year I've got a couple comics I'm talking to now where I'm going to be asking for more money to pay these people because I want to eventually bring comics that are It's like what the Colorado room did. Like I'm following David. David, if you're listening, thank you. Kind of taking your playbook here, but I love you.
That's the way to do it, man. If you look at anything that's been done, someone's done it before, right?
Oh, for sure.
So it's like why obviously there's different ways of doing it, but it's like instead of finding going through the hard work of like trying to figure out what to do, just look at someone that's done it.
Oh, absolutely.
And see what they did, and then you can be like, oh. Then you can get your understanding of what to do.
Yeah, I mean, everything's been done before.
You
know
literally.
What I'm saying? Like I know that
almost,
seems kind of bleak, but like everything has been done before. It's following who did it the right way, and then adding your flavor to it.
Exactly, adding your own touch to it. And what's that? Was it Murphy's Law? If it can happen, it will happen.
Yeah,
I think about that with everything. I think about some crazy shit, and I'm like, it has to happen somewhere. Like,
oh yeah,
a plane crashing into a house. It has to happen somewhere.
It's happened. It happened. I'm pretty sure it happened in Colorado when I was living there.
Big titted lady running into your house. That has to have happened.
Hadn't happened to me, but
not me either.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, okay, well, maybe not everything.
I was hoping just happened right now.
Yeah, podcast exclusive, ma'am. Get on the microphone. But no, my goal next year, because I'm now it's to the point where I can set goals for it. Next year, I want to start booking bigger. I want to book people who aren't big enough to do weekends at Wise Guys, but are still big enough to be like very funny nationally touring people. And when I do that, when the show gets to that point, I really want to start giving people in Salt Lake opening spots who might not get them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those people that are like, they're not getting booked regularly, because I've had people do that for me. Mm-hmm. Oh shit, I'm not even that funny, but like I've had people do that for me.
Yeah, sometimes it's not just about being funny, but like with me, it's about the what you do to like go talk to the person you want to be on the show, or ask. The thing that with me was I never thought I should ask. I went like 2 years, and then that whole thing. There's a podcast where Sam D'Antuono and Bryce are on it. And Sam D'Antuono, I don't even know if it's still out. Bryce might have deleted it, but he called him out on, because we used to wait in line for 2 hours, 3 hours at Wise Guys just to get in for open mic.
And, oh, damn, really?
And if you were late, I mean, if you had to work and you didn't show up by 4:30, the line was already packed.
When was this?
Dude, probably right before, like the change to the email came. Probably 6 months before you started in January.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, so there was no email set up. There was nothing. You just went to Wise Guys.
And waited in line.
And then if there's people, what I used to do is I tried to count, because you 30 comics or something.
Yeah. I
tried to count and see if like I even had a shot.
Right.
And then there'd be so much drama because you had people's friends come in and get a spot, and then while
you're waiting there, you've been waiting there, and some schlub just walked in. You're like,
and then, or not just walk in, but walked up to his buddy, cuts in line, and then another person cuts. So then you're sitting there fucking. Wintertime was the worst because your feet would be fucking frozen.
Oh, they make you do that in winter?
Oh, yeah, dude. We'd fucking... Matt Tribe, he'd bring cardboard to stand on. Dude, we were like homeless fucking people out there. And
homeless comics?
He'd fucking... bring cardboard because his feet would get so close to
you'd have the metal barrel burning garbage. Like, hope we get on the mic tonight.
I have pictures of it, dude. And you'd get in. We'd get in at 6. And it'd take fucking an hour just to warm up and shit.
Oh, that sounds miserable.
And then, and we would never ask. Like, Sam D'Antuono, none of us ever asked for anything, not even to host. And then Bryce came along and kind of, I don't know, for lack of a better word, kind of like weaseled his way in.
Yeah.
And Sam D'Antuono called him out on his podcast. Like, he invited him over, dude. It was...
Yes, Sam.
I was listening to it, and I was like, awesome.
Yes, Sam.
And then... after that, that's when Sam D'Antuono, Rachel, like all these people I just noticed that I was doing comedy with get all these opportunities, and they're like, just ask.
Right.
And then Keith was like, yeah, he's like, I like it when you ask. And I'm like, fuck, I've been doing this for like a year, didn't ask a single question. I thought, if I did good that you'd get noticed.
Kind of a little dom sub thing.
Yeah,
like, I like it when you ask.
Yeah, I like it right here. But then you think about it, you're like, oh, this guy probably has fucking 50 people asking him all the time.
Oh, for sure.
So then that's when I was like, oh, okay, now it's not just about doing comedy, it's about fighting also for your recognition.
Right.
Because you could be funny, but if no one's paying attention, like, you know, the people that matter.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of what I picked up in Denver, is to pay attention to who's killing. Like, even if you're a comic, if you run a show, a lot of the comics that run shows in Denver, yeah, I mean, they book their friends, but they also book people. If you're going out and you're being funny and they see that consistently, they're going to be like, okay, do you have 10 or 15 minutes? Do you want to come and do it on this date? And that's what I've been trying to do. And that's why, like, you know, like I've got like Karan, who's been killing it.
Yeah. Did you go to the Tuesday mic?
Yeah.
How did he host?
It was good. It was good. Yeah. It was, he drew the names out of the bucket. So there was a bunch of us that went last and had that like open mic fatigue of being there. Like, man, I could be at home just like watching TV,
eating some Cheetos,
getting high on my couch. But yeah, no, he was good. He's good.
If we could hit our pens in Wise Guys, which I won't say this. I can't say. Well, I'm going to say this, but if you're the right person, you can
just go into the bathroom.
Yeah, just go into the bathroom. You know Marcus guy.
Yeah.
He'll go in there with his pens and just fucking rip those, dude.
Yeah,
I'd do that.
We've all done it. I mean, shit. I was at Target the other day, like getting shit from my house, and I was like, I had it in my pocket, and I just kind of like did the I don't want to say inconspicuous look around, because it definitely looks suspicious as fuck when I'm looking at.
That's what gives it away.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm looking for body wash. I'm like, oh, there's nobody around here. It's like, oh, thank you, Target.
Dude, when I used to manage this O'Reilly's right by my house over here.
Yeah.
And you know, with the shirts, you have your pen pocket. Mm-hmm. I used to keep my pen in there and just fucking hit it all day throughout work. And by the end of the day, dude, I'd be so burnt out.
Right. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation we can have another day. But like, who gives a shit anymore?
Exactly.
Like, obviously, you don't want like drinking or drugs on the job. I understand that, but like, I'd go as far as to say 80% of jobs that aren't like super mathematics based, or like, you know, you're not driving a vehicle with, you know,
or like fucking gonna cut your finger off doing something.
Oh yeah, and I mean, shit. Every chef I know is rowdy, so in some way or another. So that kind of. Yeah.
I think that would go good with cooking food, though.
Oh yeah, because I mean, you make some, you're like,
you get high and watch a cooking channel, dude.
Oh yeah,
I do,
dude. Hell yeah, absolutely.
Fucking Will over here.
I mean, it's just like porn for fat people, and I am one.
Look at that fucking greasy cream pie burger.
Baste the fuck out of that. Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. Look at that gaping hot dog.
Oh yeah. Is that pepper gravy? Oh yeah, I bet that's fucking pepper gravy.
Rub it on my tits.
So there I was, pepper gravy all over my titties. Yeah, but no, I mean that's Food Channel, it's food porn, and I'm here for it because
Rachel Ray, dude, that was my fucking chick.
Yeah,
I used to always love her.
I watch all those, like, dude, the original Iron Chef, like the Japanese one that had the dub.
Yeah,
dude, that was the best show ever.
I forgot about that,
dude. I'm actually, as soon as we're done here, I might try to go online and see if they have like a box set of it, because dude, that show was so badass. And Iron Chef America's all right too, but that original, the
dub,
dude, yeah, the Japanese one is so good. Iron Chef Morimoto's a baller.
You even know the name Morimoto?
Fuck yeah, dude. That was part of my childhood. Dude, that was part of my childhood. Like, I would watch, I was, normal kid stuff. Like, I'm 33 years old and I still watch cartoons all the time.
Right.
But like, when I remember being in like, 8th grade high school, you go out, I'd be out with my friends or whatever, would like, smoke a joint and go home. And then I'd watch Iron Chef and I'm just like, oh my God, this is the greatest show in the history of ever.
That and the History Channel are two things, dude, that I don't think I could watch.
Well, the History Channel used to be really rad, and now it's like, this week on Nazi space aliens. You're like, dude, come on, man.
Now it's just a little over the top.
Because I think like all the old like actual history documentaries that they used to show were awesome. Like, I thought that was rad. It's the same thing as like Discovery Channel. Discovery Channel, when they used to have like all because I'm a big Planet Earth fan, Life, all those kind of shows. when old school Discovery Channel used to have like Wild and like there's all those like actual and like shows about animals, like the kind of documentary informative type shows about animals, that was rad. That was so good. I don't need to see fucking Ice Road Truckers or like,
dude, fuck that show.
Or like, you know, schlubby dudes hunting crab. Like, yeah, cool. Yeah. Like you get the crab
Duck
I eat.
Dynasty, like Duck Dynasty.
Oh, fuck you, Duck Dynasty. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like old History Channel, old Discovery Channel, like those are the jam. Love it.
Fucking jam.
Love it.
But, all right, man. We're at 45 minutes, dude.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
Man, we have
rambling.
We have gone places here. I dig this.
Do you have any shows? Do you want to fucking plug?
Yes. Let me pull up my calendar because I'm booked here. That's so douchey.
So many shows.
Yeah. No.
Oh, look at this fucking thing. He's pulling out a 6-foot calendar right now.
Just one of those like old schools that just goes across the room. All right.
What is it? The 16th? All right.
I mean, I am fortunate. Shout out to everyone that books my ass. I appreciate every single one of you. Let's see here. July 23rd at the Beehive in downtown Salt Lake City. It's Sam Diatuano's show. That's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. That flyer's sick for that, too.
Yeah, dude. The flyer's dope. I got to put that up online. Nicholas Don Smith headlines. He is just a gem.
One of the best people in fucking Salt Lake.
Oh, for sure. Come see him. He's incredible. August 13th at Athena's Coffee. I don't know who's on that show because I just got booked for it last night. Actually, I'm going to backtrack. July 30th, Handlebar, Salt Lake City. I'm hosting. We've got a rad lineup. My buddy Sherrod's in from Colorado. He's a gem. August 13th at Athena's Coffee in Murray, Sweet Murray, Utah. And then I have October 7th at Big Willie's doing Taurus's show. So,
nice, dude.
And I have a floating show that I have no date for.
Did you just do Big Willie's? Or is that the one I saw? Is that the one in October?
Yeah, that's the poster. Yeah. Okay. There's a couple dudes from Vegas that I don't know, but
he usually brings at least one or two people from Vegas. Man.
Yeah. So, Beehive coming up. Beehive is next week, next Friday.
And the dress, that one's like... I forgot where the Beehive is.
It's just downtown Salt Lake City. It's on Main Street.
Yeah, that's
my
right,
show
Main
at the
Street.
Handlebars on the 30th, and then August 13th at Athena's Coffee. So come see me. Let's have a beer.
Summer's booked, and you can find him. I'm gonna say this, dude. I'm gonna try to pronounce his last name. Is it Will Mierzwa?
Everybody fucks it up. It's Mierzwa. It looks way worse than it actually is.
That's not white, is it?
Oh, that's Polish.
Polish?
Uh-huh.
Will
Mierzwa?
I'm not gonna Mierzwa.
I like how we've known each other for this long. You're staring at me like I want to try this, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna let you do this.
I would just think of mirrors and wah.
Yeah, think of meerkat. I don't know.
And then Creepy Mustache, right? On Instagram.
Instagram is at Creepy Mustache. Twitter is at sad_ham sandwich. All one word. Don't ask. I can't give you a good explanation. But yeah, find me on my socials. I put all my show posters and all my fun stuff on there. And come just support comedy in Salt Lake City, man.
Yeah, get back out. Start living an active life again.
Let's
be happy.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Or come watch Blaze try to kill me at the gym 4 to 5 days a week.
Yeah, if you guys want to see Will trying to do some, what do we call those? Ab rollouts?
Ab rollouts, yeah. You almost killed me today.
He was farting a lot, but he got the...
Sorry. I got the nervous farts today at the gym. And,
we could tell which ones were possibly exposed to COVID.
They were robust. But anyway, yeah.
All right, and make sure to do what I always ask you to do and leave a review for the podcast and subscribe, rate, and review. And then let us know what you think of this episode. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.